Good morning, guys, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you, of course, by none other than Because Bitcoin. Daily reminder that there is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about these markets with you guys. Happy Tuesday. We've got some blood in the streets today. as you can see with the title, the question is, did you jeet your bags? Who knows, right? But we are, we are seeing some blood in the streets. As you can see, I mean, it's not often that we see Bitcoin down 7% on a daily candle before New York open, and altcoins, I mean, they're self-explanatory over the last few days, right? I mean, they've been selling off much harder than Bitcoin. This is kind of more or less Bitcoin and ETH catching up to the moves that altcoins performed over the weekend, something that we talked about yesterday. But yeah, guys, I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Tucker. We're going to try to get some more team members in here for you throughout this show. I know we've got some guys that are taking care of some obligations before they can hop on. But for now, you got me and Tucker. We're going to be bringing you guys all that big juicy alpha. But real quickly, before we get cooking, before we start sharing all of that big juicy alpha, before we start walking through all of these charts to see where we're going to bounce, if we're going to bounce from here, or if we're going to bounce from lower, we need you guys to smash that like button for us. I'm going to try not to bug you too much because it's Tuesday. It's a weird day of the week, and I'm sure, maybe our bags are a little bit down. Maybe our bags are a little bit down to start the week, but it always means a lot to us, of course, when you guys like and support our channel. You're a big reason why we've been able to grow as parabolically as we have lately. But let's go ahead and get into the markets, Tucker. I mean, we are seeing some blood in the streets. Like I said, Bitcoin and ETH down 7%. ETH, of course, down more than Bitcoin. I just wanted to point that out as my daily chance to FUD ETH. But yeah, I mean, look, when you have majors down this much, it's pretty difficult not to feel the effect throughout the market. Like I said earlier, we did kind of have alts more or less front run this move over the weekend, and even yesterday it was. I was talking to Tucker and Max over text, and I'm watching, Monday price action. And it's funny because if you're trading alts and you're watching the lower time frame, you are able to kind of glean some of these aspects in price and in behavioral aspects of the market before they actually happen. And you look at altcoins yesterday and over the weekend, it was kind of like liquidity completely left the building. And so what happened the second that we hit the Tuesday daily candle is alts immediately started selling off. And this felt less like forced selling that we saw over the weekend, which would be expected on a pullback, and more like de-risking flows, like somebody didn't want to be holding as much altcoin exposure at that given time. And this is something that we saw throughout 2023. I mean, it feels like a lot because, from the top, the drawdown is a lot, right? But we have seen this behavior from the market before in 2023. Numerous occasions you'd have Bitcoin just kind of chopping down into levels of demand while altcoins kind of just bleed out. What seems like they just continually bleed out while Bitcoin holds strong. But what usually ended up happening was you'd have Bitcoin lead the last leg down, or at the very least, as far as performance against altcoins, they would start to move in unison if there was going to be another down move, because at a certain point, it is literally just forced selling. And of course, like I said, de-risking flows. But yeah, where's Bitcoin going to bounce, man? That's the golden question. It could be here. It could be in the mid 50s. I think the more important thing to kind of glean from the sell that we've had so far on this daily candle is that it doesn't really feel like a forced seller. It feels very mechanical. We can look at the 15-minute chart, both from a moving average standpoint as well as an RSI standpoint, and you can kind of see just how methodical this selling has been. It's been very momentum driven to that degree as well. But a very interesting start to the day for Bitcoin and altcoins. Equities, equities kind of gapped down to start the day, but they've somewhat recovered. I'm kind of curious to see whether or not crypto might be leading the S&P, leading the NASDAQ. I'm not really expecting too big of a pullback on equities, to be honest with you. But if crypto is going to be pulling back to this degree, it does make you kind of question this equity strength, maybe a little bit. But we're going to talk about all that, like I said, and more. Tucker, what are you kind of thinking of the sell-off as we are hopefully getting towards the end of it. But, we look at the structure on Bitcoin. Realistically, I could see this pulling back further. People talk about bull market corrections. They can go 20 to 30% off the highs even. And I think we're about 15% roughly off the highs. So how are you interpreting this sell-off?
Yeah, I mean, we're about 15 off the highs right now, like we've seen all year. I'm just gonna mark them out because I think we should. There we go. We've had 20% corrections all year, right? There's even another one here, if you wanna call this one, but 22, 20, 21, 21. We're at 15 right now. Could we go get 20%? Sure, right? 20% would be right there. What do you know? A sweep of the wick. What do you know? I mean, this is what I've been saying, is if we can't hold that little golden pocket there at 65, 64, 65, we're probably going to come get this wick. This was a desperation line right here. This isn't going to do anything probably, but yeah, I'd say if we chop back into here and show weakness, you're probably good to bang one of these, honestly, down to 59 at least. So yeah, I mean, look, 20% corrections are not uncommon at all. I think it was even the last time that we were here. I'm pretty sure this was 20-ish%. Let's see. What did we do here? 17. Not bad. Not bad. And this was 11. We could see 20. We could see 17, whatever. But either way, let's see. Wow, we are fucking high. Okay. Either way, you're mid one of these. Every indicator possible is telling you you're mid parabola, right? So imagine fumbling. It couldn't be me, honestly. But yeah, I think your worst case is you just sweep this wick at 59 and then go back up. I don't really think you fill in any of this. We've left inefficiencies all year long, right? We don't have to fill those, right? Like, we can fill this one, we can go sweep that wick and go up, but there's no reason we need to, everybody's always like, oh, we need to go fill in and correct, balance out all the leverage, take out all the shorts. It's like, dude,
you have to rebalance all of it, Tucker.
Yeah,
all 20
everything must be. You think this? You really think this was balanced? Like, this is the definition of imbalance, right? Like, I'm sure people right here and right here were calling for this to get rebalanced, right? Like, you're sitting here we got to rebalance all of this. Look at all these inefficient. Get out of here. We're going higher, right? We're going higher. This is a fucking bull market. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that on YouTube, but this is a bull market. And yeah, and also what we've seen, right, has been SOL leading. SOL probably put in a little blow off local top at 210. Wouldn't be shocking at all, but I'd say depending on what Bitcoin does, I mean, I could see you fill some of this. I mean, there's really not a ton of, there's a little inefficiency here, but that's about it, right? Like, a lot of this has been pretty efficient, just grind higher. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could argue SOL's been leading. You could argue Bitcoin's like, I don't know. I don't really want to compare SOL Bitcoin here, honestly. I mean, unless we want to do this, but SOL faders don't want to see this chart. But yeah, I think Bitcoin can probably see like 59K if we can't bounce from here, basically, is what I'm saying. And the other thing is, Grayscale is the seller, right? At least during New York session, we saw them sell like 700 million of Bitcoin yesterday, which caused minus 150 in net flows. So that ends at some point, right? Like, we can't just sit here and say, oh, it'll end at some point, but like it will end, and when it does.
It's funny because everybody memed Barry Silbert flows after we ripped
Mhm.
out of that last range, forgetting that Barry Silbert still has a lot of Bitcoin, man.
Dude, I know.
Yeah, I would say the most encouraging aspect of this dump to me is we're finally for the first time in multiple weeks seeing funding reset, but we're seeing it reset at higher prices. That's a good thing, guys. I mean, that's you should be taking signal in that. And Tucker and I were joking about how people, when there is leverage in the system, people feel like if you don't go back and rebalance all of the leverage that was tacked on, it's just some like injustice. When I mean, think about max pain prices for options, and everybody always thinks that options are going to gravitate towards the max pain price upon options expirations. But in a strong trend, you move away from max pain prices because it's usually indicative of one-sided flow. So yeah, I mean, as a whole, it is very good that we are seeing this leverage get flushed out. Yes, there could be more that gets flushed out, and I want to talk about the price action on Bitcoin from last March, Tucker, because we did see kind of something like this occur last year. We had a lot of elevated funding. We reset the funding to a little above neutral, and everybody kind of assumed that was the bottom. And then what happened is you had that low volatility range followed by that last puke, where we went from 23 down to, I think it was like 19.5 in one day. And that selling to me felt very forced, in the sense that like the market didn't really have much left to give, but for some reason it was just like entering this capitulatory leg of selling. So maybe we see something like that, where at the bottom of that low, you had funding go super negative, and obviously within a week we were back above the highs. So maybe we're seeing something like this occur again. But I will say I do like to see that funding rates are getting more normalized, and I love to see that. I don't love to see people getting carded out, but like altcoin open interest getting decimated is ultimately a very bullish sign on a higher time frame for the market.
I mean, this was SVB though.
Right.
This was like max USDCs going to zero FUD.
I think the more the similarity is in that it was very forced selling, and it felt like unnecessarily capitulatory to an extent. I don't know that we've quite had that leg yet, but if we do get a leg into the 50s where funding goes negative to the same degree as last March, then I think, at least from a derivative standpoint, it would look like a similar signature.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this is just gonna take time. I think, like from here, you're not gonna see that. Like at minimum, even if we did like bottom right here, which we probably don't. If we did do this, like this would take, a few weeks, I think. But yeah, all right. What's 12K was the bottom. Yeah, we did go get 12K on BitMEX. That's hilarious. Capo was right. Can we even get that chart?
Unfortunately, the Capo is calling for the bottom here, guys. That's the only thing that it's a little bit nerve-wracking.
Where's the BitMEX chart?
It's probably it's the USDT.
Oh
man,
Capo was right, man.
Go on the lower time frame.
Dude, unbelievable. What did they do?
Somebody's algo, I think, went haywire.
Dude, that's unbelievable.
Somewhere that John Brown quote is echoing in my ear. The one I'm talking about, where if you have money on exchanges that it's just sitting there, you're wasting it, because you never know in crypto when some freak event like that it's going to happen. And people who had bids set on Bitcoin got filled on BitMEX. So
yeah, a bunch of people just hit like a 6.5x up here. Jeez, man. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna leave it on an exchange, you might as well set stink bids, I guess. Holy shit.
It went to zero.
Dude, ETH looks so bad. It looks so bad. It looks so much worse than everything else. Wait, yeah, that was ETH. Okay. That looks kind of similar to Bitcoin, I guess.
It looks a lot worse, man.
Yeah. I mean, this is the wick, right? This is 59K on Bitcoin on ETH,
Yeah.
right? We're already there. So what happens if Bitcoin goes to 59K? I mean, you probably see sub 3K by a hair.
What does the daily look like? Any obvious man? Probably like 2,800.
Yeah, maybe here. Some structure here a little bit. 29.
It's a rough looking chart.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you could be in like the midst of this though.
Yeah.
You probably are actually in like the midst of that. Because these were nasty. I remember these. These were nasty pullbacks. I mean, that was 36%. You know, like what is it? What has this been?
We could be on the verge of seeing the next leg down in ETH Bitcoin as well.
Where is it? There, 22 on ETH so far. Wait, no, 21. Yeah. I mean, yeah, ETH Bitcoin not looking too hot.
What does the RSI look like? I know how much you love to trade with the RSI, Tucker.
I literally never trade with RSI. I trade with this. But no one understands it, so I don't talk
I don't
about
even
it.
understand it, man. I see it every day.
I know. 3-day. You could draw it. You could draw it pretty bearishly if you wanted to.
Heard it.
I mean, I don't know how to draw it bullishly.
Tucker, you got to see.
Huh?
You got to see
That
color.
colorful shit. Oh my god, you guys just don't. Your little pea brains just can't comprehend the complexity. It's okay. It's okay. It's just not worth explaining. But yeah, look. So RSI looks like not great. I wonder what the higher time frame doesn't look that bad. Yeah, it doesn't look terrible. Maybe I should make this bigger.
Don't invert it.
Don't invert
Whatever
it.
you do, don't invert it. Don't scare the hose.
Where is it?
Hit Command I.
Oh, you mean the chart or the
Yeah.
RSI?
I don't know how to invert the RSI.
I already did it. That's both inverted. Yeah.
Wow, man. I mean, I know everybody was saying that this level would hold for a bottom. Maybe it still does, but man, that looks rough.
Man.
I will say, if ETH does not break down against Bitcoin here, and you do have like this big sell-off event that goes 20 to 30% with ETH leading to the downside, and that's not enough to break down ETH Bitcoin, this is probably like a very safe low on the pair.
Yeah. I mean, this thing looks like it's just getting like twat bid.
It looks like the Bitcoin low from last year. Just, I mean, obviously that one went a little more vertical, but
what, like from last year?
yeah, where it had the spike in the middle of the range. The first one
Oh,
failed
you're
breakout.
talking about 25K.
Yeah. The only thing is
Wow, it does.
it might be failing the breakout right now though. So I don't want to FUD ETH Bitcoin too hard as much as I love to FUD
No, it's
ETH.
okay, Tommy. It's okay. You can do that. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's the October bottom, but it does kind of look like that too, doesn't it?
It looks like, what, isn't this what you're talking about?
Yeah, it wasn't, but now I guess it looks more like it than what I was
It
thinking.
looks way more like this.
Oh man,
Oh man.
that
This
means
is
ETH's got one or two more kicks back up to the
this
into
is how
liquidity though as well.
you really get people. You do one of these.
Gets the people going.
Yeah, it does. You gotta switch the colors on them.
I like your candlestick color.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh goodness. Bullish.
Man.
I mean, you probably like here, like you probably could do. I'm just gonna put the fractal on. I don't even want to know where it's gonna go to though.
Man, what does that even mean for the market if that happens?
ETH,
ETF. Yeah.
yeah, ETH ETF denied. Altcoins do whatever they want anyways, because it literally, I don't think it matters nearly as much as it used to. Altcoins will respect Sol. Okay. Oh, I changed the color on this. That's right. There we go. I mean, that's it.
And
Well, that goes negative, but you know, you get the point.
So
Right
over, man. Hopefully not, but
how long did this take?
Men go on Sol for 1 week and start drawing ETH Bitcoin to negative fractals.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, let's see. What do the comments say? Do they believe?
Well,
Do they believe?
Tim's got some TA to show us apparently, but I don't really want to see what he's got cooking.
Let him on market check. This post was not made by Chimp Phone. Imagine if we just dropped the market check link in the comment section.
Oh, dude, that would be nuts. First come,
I've thought
first
about
serve.
it before. I've considered it before. How does the NVIDIA fractal
look? Well, it doesn't really look that accurate anymore, to be honest with you. We're kind of pulling back a lot deeper than NVIDIA did. So we're gonna have to see how Bitcoin. We're gonna have to feel out Bitcoin, man. I mean, that's just kind of the reality of it. We're trying to enter a parabolic uptrend, and we're gonna get these pullbacks that are, you know, also high volatility, and that's just a part of it. I think you have to get used to these pullbacks, and they're going to become increasingly steeper if price is going where you believe it to be going at the end of the day. But the NVIDIA fractal doesn't really look as valid anymore. I will say that.
What are we at on the likes, Tommy?
We might have to put the soybeans on there, man. Let me take a look. Man, oh man. We're at 69 likes, guys, which is nice, but not the goal.
Oh, geez. It's over for them, bro. They're done. They're cooked. Here we go.
If we're not at 100 likes, we're not removing the soybean chart.
We're going lean hog futures today because I drew some TA on it like 2 weeks ago when Chimp suggested it, and it's been working. It's been
audience has to endure 5 hours of Chimp phone TA.
Or wait, no, it's inverted.
Really?
This is bullish. This is the bullish. Yeah, I had it inverted. Look at this, man. Beautiful. Absolute beauty. Lean hog futures going to 97. There's nothing you can do about it.
What does that mean for my bacon?
Higher. Well, I bet bacon does not come from lean hogs. Is there like a fat hog future?
Fat hog. That's true because I mean it's from the same pig though, right?
Well, apparently there's lean hogs. Are there non-lean hogs?
I'm gonna assume that we don't have futures for them if we do.
No, we don't have futures for them because they don't have futures. They're just slaughtered immediately. Oh, geez.
You're getting into like the derivatives of the derivatives at that point. Who's even trading that at that point?
I
Like,
don't know who trades this.
if
Oh,
you trade lean hog futures or any other super obscure forex ticker, which is pretty unlikely, but if you do, post it in the comments. I'm kind of afraid to actually see what we're gonna get.
prices go up. My quants are looking at hog futures. Yeah. Hey, man, we gave you guys a punt. We gave you guys a punt and it worked. So
Level to level, me matey.
all right. What do we
Let's talk crypto. Let's look at some of these altcoin charts. We've got 100 likes. Thank you guys for getting us to a respectable level. I'm gonna bug you
we're at
guys.
100?
We're at 100. We're at 100, so we don't have to look.
Look at corn. All right.
We're gonna look at some altcoins now, but if we're not at like 125 or 150 likes, the next time we check the like button, we're gonna put some obscure forex ticker back on there.
We got a green weekly, Tommy. Green weekly. Just kidding.
Oh, that's right. You inverted the candles.
Just kidding. I think we are bouncing a little bit though. A few hundred points. We'll take it.
Yeah, I think if you can get back above like 63.5, we'll probably squeeze back up to like 65, 66. And I don't want to say like definitively that we're going to go lower because I don't know. I'm just kind of basing it off of the behavior of participants, and I kind of feel like it looks like we're going to have some sort of more climactic low than this. But we did do something like this in, I think it was January. It was basically like the ETF range is how I'm going to know it. I think we traded down to like 37K on a 3-drive sell, and then that was the bottom. And I remember, myself included, I didn't think it was the bottom.
I remember that, bro. I remember this. Everyone and their mom wanted 35s or 32s even.
Yep.
I remember this. And we went to 38.5 and said, see ya. Wow, that was
so maybe something like that's happening again.
You can see it too right here. Like 1, 2, 3. There it is. Have we had one too? Have we had one? Have we had one too? Is this the bottom, Tommy? Is this the bottom?
This could be the Pico bottom. If it's no fade market structure breaks, that's all I'm going to say.
Whoa. I mean, this was, would you call that a market structure break?
I would say obviously that first big green candle that you put in above 40K was the market structure break.
Oh, you mean back to the upside. Yeah.
Right. You're right.
I thought you meant to the downside. Yeah.
But really, it's just a matter of momentum. This downtrend has been savage because you've gotten some big bounces within a larger downtrend. But if you look at, like the 4, 6, 12-hour time frame, you can see that we're still in a downtrend. We didn't break any of these highs. We didn't break the high from the 15th over the weekend. We didn't break the high from the 18th or from the 17th yesterday. Those were signals that we were going to have this leg lower that we've had over the last 12 hours or so. And I think, you're probably going to get some good signal again. But what I would say is that we are probably getting towards a point where you can't really see more dribble selling. You're going to either see that force selling below this level, or you're going to see a bounce. Probably no more just like little baby baba selling.
Little baby baba selling. Oh my God. Okay, hang on. We need to examine this. Where would you even draw this from, right? Like this little structure.
By the wick.
This?
Well, maybe not, but maybe.
No, fuck no, bro.
Why not?
Because there was all this. I guess. I don't know. No, bro. All right, this is it. Here it is.
Let's draw a
Here
profile.
it is.
Let's draw a profile. Let's look at some volume.
Here, that's it. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. Where do you want to take it? From the high volume to here?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's delete this.
That's
Okay.
deviation, bro.
Yeah, that is a big deviation, Brev. We are having, I literally had this on moments ago and deleted it, but where do you want to take this from here?
Yeah.
Deviation, bruv.
So we're fishing right now.
Yeah, we are fishing indeed. We are indeed fishing. So,
but a reclaim of 64s, like don't fade that. If you're looking for lower prices, like I wouldn't fade a reclaim of value. Yeah. Given how funding is reset, you know, at that point they're probably taking it back to the highs.
Where's my yeah, there we go. Perfect. Reclaim the golden pocket. Send it for the boys. I wonder where it was on this chart or on this little section. Hang on. Where would I even put this?
Just going to remind you guys again, if you are enjoying the content or any of our other market check content, if you could hit the like button and maybe even subscribe if you're not already. It always goes a lot in helping to grow the channel, as we always say, and we love that you guys support. And of course, are here all the time. I mean, I love seeing familiar faces in the YouTube comments, guys.
Not quite as similar. Maybe if yeah. We're not going to look at that. We're not going to look at that. Okay, yeah. Let's just look at the volume profile. I think that's pretty good. 64.5. Reclaim 64.5 and send it. ETH is just turbo cooked.
Yeah, ETH can't even bounce intraday.
How about this chart, bro? Oh man, so much higher. So much higher, Tommy. Oh man, what are you talking about here?
What are the altcoins that are green today? Entangle is one of them.
Entangle is one of them. We got TIA up 10%. For what reason? I do not know. I will never know. Why TIA trades the way that it does is a mystery and a nightmare, but it is up. STX is up. Say is up a little bit. Sui is up 10. T is up 10. STX up 7. Yeah. So I feel like Tia might have set the low key. 1158 is pretty bad. I mean, I feel like some of these altcoins might have set their lows, man. If Bitcoin,
they kind of need them to be the lows. I mean, where is this going if it's not like $8?
Yeah, like $9, $8. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing got obliterated.
Oh, my sweet, sweet Pepe, dude. What? We got to put this on log.
It still looks fine.
Let's get rid of 0 and 1. Yeah.
It's like we said, I mean, you have altcoins trading into liquidity before.
Yeah, you did.
Bitcoin doing it.
What am I on the daily here? See, here's the thing too with Pepe. Like from here up was efficient. Everything filled in on the daily. Nothing. No inefficiencies to take care of. You'd have to come all the way back down to the origin, which is not going to happen, in my opinion. Okay, so yeah, I know the volume thing doesn't work that well on Pepe, right? Tommy, isn't that what you were saying?
Yes and no.
That's not great. I don't love to see that up there, but
yeah.
The POC at the top of the range.
Wintermute sends their regards.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. Maybe from low volume there. Yeah, literally.
I think regardless of like where we trade from a price standpoint, I will say I think the bottom, locally speaking, is close from a time standpoint. I think we're going to get it this week, regardless of where it comes from. Maybe even sooner than that. That would be great if we could get it sooner than later. Especially if we could form some sort of low before Powell. Because let's be honest, I mean, if Powell, and this is something that we said before, if Jerome Powell address any of the recent, cause for, let's just call it de-risking, because we're seeing de-risking in altcoin markets. If Powell doesn't address any of the recent FUD, the market's probably just going to rip, right? I mean, the market's not going to care, or maybe it might not rip, but you're just not going to really have any material impact to positioning at that point.
Okay, so we're gonna do this real quick. We're gonna do. Okay, let's select that. All right. This dude keeps wanting, or is asking for the pi cycle top indicator.
No spamming the chat. That's what I will say.
Yeah, no, I know it's not a bad point though, which is the only reason I'm gonna do it. He did spam it a little bit, but I don't really care, honestly. Let's just click on one of these. No. What is it? Hash rate? I don't fucking know, bro. What is it? Drop what it's called. I know. No, damn it. Shemp is gonna fucking spam it. There it is. All right, there it is. Let's just do BTC USD Bitstamp log. Okay. So wait, maybe it can't be in log. I mean,
do we think this is going to hit again? Pi cycle?
I mean, the problem is this was way more
accurate.
Yeah, it wasn't like 58. Like, what is that other indicator that I've seen? Crack _David. Okay, there it is. Crack David. There Good he guy, is. David. All right, Crack David. We need to mark out halvings. It's not a bad little exercise. No, not that one. Group 1. No, okay, whatever. When was the halving last cycle? Like May or something?
Yes, I believe so, but don't quote me on that.
I will quote you on that. I think it was like here. Like it's always in like May. Well, one was in July, whatever. So 2016 cycle is clear. So what, you ran into it and then you pulled back and then you chatted. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being a reality. So he's saying we're like, we just did this, right? He's saying we just tapped this thing. And we're gonna rip one of those guys. I like that. I mean, I've been saying I think this cycle is closer to a parabola like this than it's gonna be like this nasty double top thing. That being said, a lot of the comparisons we've been looking at were from this region going up into 2021 or 2020. But I do. This is valid. I will say this is valid. It found support on this orange line. Fuck. The orange line is much lower than I would like it to be. Here's the deal, though. Where's 20? Yeah, 59K. I mean, what was this pullback? What was Bitcoin's market cap? We have to We have to adjust for volatility and market cap growth, bro. We're not going to pull back 40%. It's not going to happen. I'll tell you right now, it's not going to happen.
Dude, that would be, I don't even know how many people would survive that sort of move in this market.
40 would be 44K. Your altcoins would be in shambles, bro. Yeah, I'm going to say we don't go deeper than the mid 50s, than 20 to 25 maximum. Right, like we just looked at, we could bottom right here. I know this is more of like a high time frame analysis, but okay, so what's the top signal, right? Like whenever these things cross, dude, that's pretty silly. That literally gave you the top.
That was the real top too. I mean, we had a second top, which was more a result of positioning than actual demand.
Bro, this one gave you the top, the actual top too. Jesus Christ. Top. Wow. All right, we're gonna keep this one, man. We're gonna keep this one. Yeah.
Good indie.
That's probably all you really need, honestly.
It's so funny. Like our YouTube comments nowadays are like, "Can you check out this this ticker?" And then you have, "Can you check out these meme tickers?"
Brett and Boge on base. Wow. Oh man, coping with market cap comparisons. Chimp, get out of here, bro. Bitcoin isn't $500 anymore. All right, we gotta come join us in the real world where Larry Fink bids half a yard every day. All right,
it's kind of surreal to think that like Bitcoin's market cap, you know, at I'm just thinking of in like 2020. At one point, it was, what was it? I'm struggling to do the math. I had it like the other day or yesterday. I was thinking about it, but it was basically like what ETH is either right now or at the last cycle high. I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was just like, we've really come so much in 4 or 5 years.
yeah.
Let's look at some altcoins though, Tucker. The ones that are green. I know we were looking at some of them already. Let's I've been seeing some people talk about Aptos a lot, which is a coin I'm never going to touch myself.
Same.
Because I mean, look at that 4-hour chart and tell me you want to trade that. But it looks like it's going up.
Jeez, I remember that. I remember. Oh my god. Bill the Wick, eh?
The only bullish modularity coin.
Oh man, look at the ICT guys, the equal highs. Oh my. After
hey, I have an idea for you, Tucker. After we look at this chart, let's do an overlay of Aptos on Dimension and see if it plays out.
Whoa. Where?
Look at the beginning of Aptos price action.
Hang on now. Hang on. We're gonna do this. What?
You think it's gonna bleed more?
Where do you think we are?
Maybe it did. Maybe it's not gonna bleed, but
you saying we're like here somewhere?
Somewhere in I mean, ideally, yeah, you're somewhere in there. Maybe not. I was just seeing if there were any price.
Are you saying like, are you thinking like this is this?
Maybe.
I mean, that would be wonderful because that means we're about to go straight up in a straight line. Oh my god. I don't know. So you had unknown scammer.
No users is bullish. I mean, yeah, but not bullish on users who just nuke my bags as insiders, man. Yapper.
I could massage this to make it look really nice, I'm sure. To make it look exactly identical. Like Max. Yeah. I
Maybe
could see
something to pay
it.
attention to.
Why does TradingView do that? Nothing upsets me more. Okay, hang on. Oh, there we go. All right. All right. Yeah. We're
I mean,
going
I
straight up now.
basically wait for the market structure break. Maybe this time is the same.
Wow. There's no wick, but let's see. Let's do a little 2x from the high, eh? A little 96% from the high. $17. Funny you should say that, because it corresponds exactly with the 3618. Close enough. Close enough. Not exactly, but close enough. Let's do this. We're getting deep in the weeds here, Tommy. We're getting deep in the weeds here. 2.72, 13. Is one of these on fucking log? All right, whatever. No, here we go. This is it. I got it. I got the propaganda.
The ghost of Max has inhabited your computer.
I know.
Logarithmic on.
There it is. There's your propaganda. There it is. Do you hear my cat doing that right now?
Yeah, he was doing it during the call yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I'll have that too. I mean, I never know if you guys can hear it, but I've got this background on my screen, but I'll close my door to my bedroom sometimes because my fiance will be in there, and my cat can open doors. Like, he'll just hang on the door until it opens. And I'm just like trying to do my intro or trying to do the outro, and I can't focus because every 5 seconds I have to hear a door behind me get yanked. But
dude, I gotta post that dime propaganda somewhere, man. That's pretty good. Update on Sato, somebody asked in your Discord.
Let's look at Sato.
Hang on. Let's see. Let's see. I don't think he's live. Is he live? Wait, he is live. He's always live, though.
By the way, guys, if you join the Because Bitcoin Discord, you are able to use Sato stickers now. So that's just an added benefit and perk that we have provided for you guys at Because Bitcoin.
Yeah, no, I think he was liquidated at some point earlier today. his screen's just blank, but he is streaming. He's probably about to open his position. Hope he shorts, man.
Many of our fallen brethren have been liquidated over the last few days, and it's like I said a few days ago, man. We can't take everybody to Valhalla at the end of the day.
No, we can't.
Casualties.
Yeah,
this is real.
I'm gonna tweet out this propaganda or something, man.
We love cats at Because Bitcoin, man. I think we all have one, pretty much. I don't know. I don't think Wabi does, but I don't think Wabi has a dog either.
Wabi's not a big animal guy. Oh, what do you want to look at?
Let me see. Let me look at my altcoin tickers, because we've got, like I said, we got some altcoins that are green, like Sui, that has been showing
Sui's big green.
Incredible resilience lately. It's probably, I mean, Sui's probably about to rip from here.
Oh, who could have foreseen?
It's a Dr. Outlook coin.
It is. Tommy, we were buying Sui down here and we jeeted it. I remember.
Did we?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
I don't remember that.
I remember it clearly. Actually, I think it was right here. And we jeeted it before this happened, but
well, yeah, we jeeted it before a 30% drawdown.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know. It was a good jeet at the time, but we should have jeeted back in. That's what we should have done. Oh man. Yeah, I mean it's probably, I mean, that's some reaccumulation if I've ever seen it. Like that's some nice little rounding, especially in a downturn. Bitcoin's nuking. I mean,
Whenever Bitcoin puts that low in, this thing is going to rocket like right to $2.50. And honestly,
yeah,
I think that on a more higher time frame, it's probably going to rip way higher than that. In April, I'd kind of always set my goal for Sui as like $4 or $5 in April. So I'm not surprised to see it consolidating here at all.
the old cup and handle.
Well, you know what that pattern I was telling you about, man. You get the consolidation you get the two consolidations right above it, and then you get the massive FU candle. So maybe we get one more smaller leg into 250, consolidate for like a week, and then it's go time.
Yeah, this thing's gonna blast off. Like a perfect test of that. Wow. I wonder if Jupe did the same thing.
How are the coins looking right now?
Jupe didn't really do it. Huh?
How are the Soul coins looking right now?
Jito still looks good from where we bought it.
This one hasn't even gotten going yet.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't. Bitcoin's getting bid. Is Bitcoin getting bid? Oh my God, 64K. Tommy, we are so back. We are back, guys.
Let's see what the profile looks like.
My God. We are so back, man.
This is how it is, man. Like,
oh my God.
We saw this so many times in 2023 where even when we were in downtrending conditions, they just made it so difficult for bears the entire time because it's mostly a TWAP sell. So you're just kind of bleeding rather than seeing like quick gains. And when you bounce, I mean, whenever they stop TWAPing, shorts cover and the market moves up aggressively. So like, oh, you thought you were in profit on a short by 1,000 points this morning. Well, great. Now you're underwater. Great job.
Now you're underwater. Get wrecked. Yes, there it is, bro. There it is. Jackets, we're pumping, bro. We're pumping.
Who could have foreseen?
We're so back. Who could have foreseen? Oh my God.
Oh my God, guys. Guess two positions that we own that are double digits green on the day.
Sui and Tia, come on.
Sui and Aptos, man.
Aptos.
We were just talking about Craptos.
Yeah.
That's what I used to call it last year, yeah.
Yeah, but there's double digits too in the green. Wow. Yeah, man, there was so much fear and I felt it from the people, right? I was pretty calm, to be honest, because I've been through all of these so many times that I have built I don't know how to say it, but like a workspace for myself. But yeah, following the hard time frame structure, knowing where we are, right, that gives me so much conviction that I do not need to stress. And some people reach that conviction through, fundamentals, some reach that through something else. And if you have that conviction, you do not need to stress. Also, reasonable allocation, guys, spot. But I bet someone out there was sweating in their over-leveraged longs, man. I bet.
Bro, they're still sweating. I mean, we were pointing it out before you got on, Jackus, that we're finally starting to see funding normalize for like the first time since that ETF range is. That's what I'm going to call that range now, is the ETF range. But we are seeing funding normalize now finally. And what I would love to see, because we saw it in a handful of times in 2023, it was always like an automatic shove long. If funding gets negative for whatever reason here over the next few days, like I'm just gonna shove it, man.
Tommy, I was posting that because I was awake. You guys have been sleeping during that time, but I was saying that for the first time on Easter today, for a brief moment of time, it was like a few minutes, but for those few minutes, and I made that post on Twitter. The funding, the predicted funding on ETH turned negative for the first time since September 2023. So the entire rally from 1,500 to 4,000, we had positive funding. This was the only time we turned negative. But we will probably not close the day on the negative funding. Obviously, we'll see. I could still see us like sweeping one more time lower.
Yeah.
But yeah, it remains that we are. This is a hard time frame dip to shove, but the structure remains, and that's it.
Well, I think we are. It's like you said, we are seeing some positive signs as far as like prospecting a bottom. We are seeing, we're seeing some real puking in ETH derivatives. And it's like you said, we did see negative funding. I'm looking at it right now. We did see negative funding for a brief period, but that's a good thing because everybody wants to talk about froth in the market. But when that froth is finally getting pushed out of the market, they want to see even more froth pushed out of the market, right? Like the reality is if we get negative funding at like, say we get 58, 59K or 60K for that matter, like if we get negative funding there, the last time we had negative funding was in the 30s in some spots. So, I mean, that's a very healthy derivative profile while you simultaneously have a lot of these altcoins 10 or 15% off their low and really kind of showing that they want to have their next legs up.
Yeah. Tommy, I think that during, and I think this goes in line, that during bull market, whenever you get negative funding or you get oversold, oscillators, that's time to shove in. But what you want to avoid is, shorting if you get overbought, whether it's funding, or whether it's oscillators. If you get overbought oscillators, they can stay overbought for weeks or months. And people forget that. And at the same time, if the market is dumping during the peak of the bear market, right? So people need to, adjust to the current market situation. And that's what I think people often don't do.
Well, the trend is your friend. And that's kind of like a meme thing to say, but it's not, and from a derivative standpoint, if you're positioning for one, as a trader, like you're making a decision to position. If you're shorting counter trend, like why would you expect the market to be or have a higher probability of being forgiving when that's not the case? Like, yes, wipes in bull markets typically happen fast. So if you catch one, you'll make a lot of money really quickly. But the number of paper cuts that you're probably going to catch before you catch a real move to the downside is likely equitable to the amount of profits that you would have hit on your short. So, it really is like playing the trend. And one of the things I mentioned before you came on, Jack, was like everybody wants to talk about like when we have these huge pumps in open interest, everybody wants all of leverage to be rebalanced. But you can look at options in a trend, max pain price. People see the max pain price, they assume we're always gonna trade at the max pain price. When no, in a trending market, you move away from the max pain price because it's a signal that positioning is entirely one-sided, and that's ultimately bullish. But that's also why, like you said, you really shouldn't be shorting when you're overbought, because things can continue extending within that trend to the upside. And you should be fishing for dips because people are looking to slurp discounts.
Absolutely, Tommy. Absolutely. There was a comment from Niles. Not gonna comment on that, but and yeah, Michael Godoy, smash the like button and study Mandingo.
Will would have loved that comment, man.
He would. That's why I had to highlight it. Yeah. Yeah.
Jack,
go on.
what do you make of this? What do you make of this like massive Divergence on that low, like what? I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that. Like
Wait,
what?
what? Isn't that inverted or something?
Oh yeah,
Weird.
the RSI inverted
Oh,
still. I was about to
Oh
say
my
that's the
God.
weirdest thing I've ever seen.
bro, I was like, I've never seen anything like that, dude. All right, all right,
No
all right.
worries.
Tucker
Fair
was
enough,
about to
fair
all in
enough.
long dimension.
Dude, I was about to say this thing is gonna literally fly, man.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my god. No,
Can we
no.
can we that reminds me the Bob situation from a couple days ago. Like
Wait, the
I
what?
the
The
Bob
Bob
situation.
situation with Max.
Oh yeah.
When Max was like Pepe versus Bob's is bullish. But to be honest, he then charted the bubble chart and it was bullish too. Yeah, yeah. I need to scan the market because I just came in after the after the initial moves. I still think, guys, that we absolutely need is BTC for alts to outperform. Like, yes, surely we are sitting in few outperformers, and that's like nice, obviously. But like for the broader market and for everything to really pump, I still feel that ETH need to. Like I see it every time on lower time frames when ETH has, temporary outperformance. It's alts time, and when we've seen that during today's drop on BTC. I was by the way, we had a pretty inside Tommy, maybe you want to address it, but we had a pretty decent TWAP sell on BTC.
Yes.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
if you are to zoom in on the like M15 on BTC, it's quite
Mhm.
clear.
And it's been clear too since the highs, Jack. It's like we've had this TWAP seller has been present on basically every single leg of this sell since the highs, with the exact same behavior on the 15-minute, using the EMA trend and using the 15-minute RSI kind of together. But I've been tracking him. He's been it really has been pretty telling. But like the squeezes are kind of directly playing against people who were maybe catching on to the 15-minute RSI or the 15-minute trend. And yeah, you can see those squeezes just kind of taking advantage of those people. But ultimately, the trend has continually resumed. And yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty clean like sell. And I will say it's at least been good that you have this somewhat controlled selling rather than forceful selling.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we still get that last leg of forced selling, but um, it's not anything like it probably is as simple as Barry Silbert is exiting some of his holdings because some people want to redeem their Bitcoin.
Yep. Tucker, you still with us?
Yeah. Still here. Sorry, my cat came in. I had to deal with
No
it.
worries. All right. I was just gonna say that it was me and you who were saying that March is historically a month where we see a pullback, and given that we had 6 straight monthly bullish candles, and given the seasonality, it made sense that sooner or later we will see a pullback to happen on BTC, right? And that we will see that dip. Obviously, we are still sitting on the 7th bullish monthly candle in a row. And obviously, right now we are kind of sweeping that all-time highs, but that means nothing, right now, because first of all, March isn't at the end. Second, the next candle can easily be sideways, but kind of upwards, and then we can just like the SFP here doesn't mean anything. Remember the bears trying to show the SFP after SFP after SFP after SFP after SFP, and I'm not even joking. There were like so many. So it's definitely something to consider, but we need to apply broader context. But anyways, man, me and you, we were calling for that possible March drop. And I repeat possible because, when we are in a heavy trend, it's the market can keep pushing higher, obviously, for some extended period of time, but it was there. And I do hope that kind of people acknowledge that and didn't go, at least full FOMO at the top, right? If anything, and I think that deserves some credit.
Man, it'd be tough if you watched price rally almost 100% and then bought the Pico top.
Mhm.
And there are people, there are some that did that. And imagine how many people bought on the hype. Like I think we had like the first hype from mainstream media and from our real life friends talking to us. And I bet some of them just were like, all right, this BTC hype is real. I might buy some, right? And we'll see if they are selling on this dip now that it's minus 20%. They're like, what's going on? My financial advisor in my mainstream media told me that it's the next goal. Minus 20%. This is not what we agreed on. but yeah, I think like it's real that there was it was the first sign of the mainstream media hype, but it's not the big one. It's not like for cycle top. It's good enough for local top, and that's something that we talked about. And if you look at the BTC chart, it really made sense that we're gonna pull back here, kinda, and I think it's more than that. It's mainly healthy. It's very healthy that, and I absolutely do want to see BTC ranging for the next. I would even say until end of May would be really, really helpful, because the longer we spend going sideways at these price areas, like if we were to go to, let's say, 150K of BTC and then range there, not good. But the longer we spend, at these levels going sideways, the more energy and upside is ahead of us, basically. We have seen that during the 2016-17 cycle. And we have also seen the other scenario during 2020 cycle when we just went straight up and then basically straight down.
Yeah. Bitcoin loves its one directional price action, man. That's for sure. It does nothing but just punish participants, and that's like a time frame. That varies by time frame, right? But like on it, you can see right now, longs had free run at it for basically a month straight, 6 weeks straight. Now everybody trying to catch the dip is just getting incinerated.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's the tough part. That even during bull markets, it's really tough to be profitable sometimes, because it's really hard to stomach these dips in with your life savings. Let's be real. What people are doing.
Yeah.
I get it. We all been there. We've done that.
Oh yeah, we're pumping, boys. We're pumping.
Are we?
All right.
64 too. Nice. Yeah, this is very mechanical price action.
Yeah.
Just reading the comments. Gary Gensler is in the chat, guys.
Well, Gary Gensler is going to get penalized by the judge. Have you guys heard that yesterday?
Is he really?
Yeah, like there was something like the judge actually approved that the SEC is abusing their power. Let me actually just find the tweet. All right. Wait. U.S. judge imposes sanctions on SEC for acting in bad faith and abusing power in case against crypto firm. Is the headlines. Man, I really think that, and I keep on saying that, but what really will trigger this alt season? And what I mean by alt season, right? Because I think there is a good misunderstanding regarding the word alt season, because it's like we have some words, but people think of it like in a different definition. So when I say alt season, guys, my definition is that alts are outperforming BTC, right? Because alts can be moving up against USD, but BTC is stealing all the show, basically. and that's not alt season to me. And I think what really triggers the real alt season when alts begin to fly is, the regulatory clarity in the US when SEC kind of SEC is either forced to close all their court cases, or like they will need to establish something like just something like they did with Bitcoin basically. And I think that's only a matter of like 1 year maximum. Like I believe this year it will get resolved.
Ooh, Pepe's pumping. Nice.
Pepe, we are back. Oh my God, where is Max, man?
Don't forget the title of the video, guys.
It's true.
I love to see the altcoins telegraphing the ones that are going to be bid the strongest off this next low. Whether Bitcoin has set it now or whether it sets it in like a day or two, who knows? But you're seeing right now the market communicating and altcoins communicating the fastest horses of the next leg.
My God, we are so bad.
Pepe, I saw. I mean, Whiff had great buyback this morning. Aptos. I saw Say was green, but I'm not trading Say because Say is in the TIA camp for me now. Where and the same camp as LDO too, where I'm probably just never touching those coins again, man. I'll touch the beta. Like I'm holding some Say beta right now. That's on chain, but the actual Say coin, man, I'll leave that to. I don't want to deal with the headache. I know. Are you still trading Say, Jackus? I know it's been a coin that we've been tracking in the Discord for a really long time.
Not me. I've never traded Say, to be honest. I did. I'm in Sui, but not in Say, and maybe that's the misunderstanding there.
Good man. I like. We were talking about Sui earlier on the show. I tend to think we could trade at $4 or $5 at some point this spring on it, but I love to see that it's showing this much strength off this low because I've kind of long had this demand zone on it drawn out. So to see a response here, and also altcoins are nuking, so the fact that Sui got there into this demand zone weeks before other altcoins and still isn't nuking through the demand after the last few days is that feels pretty good.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to get obviously we are currently outperforming the market, but I wouldn't want to get excited just yet because until it's there, it isn't, right? And just like what I keep on telling people on the downside, that until we break the hard time frame level, it isn't over and can easily get bought back. It's the same for the upside. Until we flip the local range, it's really it doesn't matter. The range is just fuckery. That's all it is. And
we're close, man. We're close, Jackus. This is my level, man. 64.5, and it's WAGME time again.
All right.
Yes. WAGME.
I think we are too I don't know. I'm turning off emotions. I'm just not caring. I'm not caring about the downside. I'm not caring about the upside. And I get it. People love to get the emotions. That's the toughest part, where you find the balance between entertainment of the emotions for the people watching, right? Because emotions bring the viewers, they bring the likes and everything. But at the same time, you need to stay emotionless to do good analysis. So what the fuck,
WAGME. No, you're right. You're right. Level to level, baby. Level to level. I mean, I think if we flip it, we look good though. At least back to 68s, and I think that's you turn this into one of these, bro. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Boom.
I swear that my most wished scenario is really that BTC had its fun the past 6 months, and I want it to range for the next 3-4 months. Then alts fly during this time. Then it's BTC's time again, where it goes to 200K, and then there's the last wave of alt season. That's my current plan, kind of. But we'll see, obviously, how we go. But I wish that. I do not want to see. I'm straight up honest. I do not want to see BTC straight up continuing to new highs, because if it is, it will. It would kind of. This cycle would be too early. I think we would top out very early if we were to continue straight up higher for BTC.
Jackus, what do you think about the possibility that Bitcoin tops out 6 months before ETH or more? Something
why would it? But why would it happen? I have no idea about that, so I need some narrative.
If Bitcoin were to put in a climactic high, like a parabolic high, Q3 or Q4 of this year, and then ETH were to do its parabolic high, maybe Q2 or Q3 of 2025, that is something that I've kind of considered, because if Bitcoin were to do that, it probably means it's in a range for like over a year distributing. So I think I could see the scenario being there. Obviously, it's never happened before, but we are seeing within this cycle a lot of things that have never happened before. So, you know, I was looking at past like adoption cycles on tech stocks to think about this, and one of the ones that I was kind of looking at was actually Tesla. Wondering if Bitcoin was maybe somewhere in there, and maybe we are. But you know, the thing I noticed about Tesla was when it topped, I mean, it's still in its range. So maybe Bitcoin has a parabolic high Q3, Q4 this year, and then distributes for like a year and a half while altcoins and ETH have their time in the sun in 2025. That's a theory, right? I mean, I'm not like trading, but I am considering the possibility of it.
I mean, there is definitely something to the fact what you said, Tommy, that each cycle is this cycle, it's very unique on its own, like the way things are moving. And you know, we like never had all-time highs before halving, and you know, ETH has not done much while some alt has, and we had you know, meme coins freaking pumping before everything, basically. Like that's so weird. And I do not think the memes had said their last word, but I think this was like the first leg before, and they might take some time now to kind of rebalance, you know, go sideways for a little before like putting another absolute chat upside in like 2 weeks again. So I think what's probably best for this cycle is just going really like approaching it level by level and adjusting to the current market conditions rather than trying to replay the past cycles. So it could be what you say could be possible, Tommy. You know, I think it's like 50-50 right now. Could happen, but also maybe not.
Tucker,
it's definitely
Oh, sorry, Jack. I was just going to ask Tucker to pull up the Tesla chart. I was going to show you guys the bit of price action I was looking at.
Wait, do you want to share yours, Tommy?
Yes. I'll just pull up the Tesla chart.
Yeah, pull up the Tesla chart real quick.
Got some. I've got some.
We're back. Look at it. Look at it, Tommy.
What?
We're back. We're so back. Oh my god.
Got some proprietary price action overlaid on Tesla, so I gotta hide that.
Yeah, hide that.
Polish propaganda.
I honestly think that BTC makes new lows from here, looking at the H4.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right, I'll be right back.
But I was looking at Tesla, Jackus.
Yeah.
You know, this was its major adoption cycle, essentially. I can't help but feel like this into this high, and obviously this pullback for Bitcoin will look a lot different, but I'm kind of wondering if we're doing something like that within a much larger adoption cycle.
I would love that. Not gonna lie. This scenario is probably your scenario between like 90 to 70K, right?
Right. So we'd be like right in here and going here, and then Bitcoin would eventually distribute, and you could have altcoins and ETH just have this would be like a super cycle for crypto. if Bitcoin did that.
Yeah, I mean, it is possible. So far, I have not seen. But like what I'm currently seeing is that I have not seen signs of the market to be cycle topping. Local top, surely. Higher time frame pullback, quite obvious. But cycle top, come on, give me a break. No signs of that.
My screen just completely glitched up, dear Lord.
What?
Oh my God. I have no idea what just happened. Man, why StreamYard? Why would you do this?
Man, I'm looking at BTC and I think I'm not kind of liking the looks of it just yet. I think it still makes one more dip below the local low.
I do too. This is probably a squeeze to shake out people who shorted upon New York Open and thought they'd get a free ride down.
Yeah.
It's just been a brutal sell-off because it hasn't really been like, obviously that first leg down was kind of quick, but after that, it's just kind of been like this perpetual bleed that's been mowing over everybody that's tried to long it. And simultaneously, you've had these pretty big short squeezes within the downtrending structure to take out every short. So miserable PA that's currently underway, but stuff that, I mean, really we kind of need to happen in order for us to eventually go back up.
Yeah.
But
people asking me, where do I think it rejects? I do not see that much upside, to be honest. Like maybe 65K, but even maybe earlier than that. I would kind of look, we have FOMC tonight, so probably on some. I wouldn't be shorting anything. And guys, we have FOMC tonight, for those of you that did not know. That usually causes a volatility. And I would
that's
just
tonight?
look. That's tonight, yeah. Sorry, like today, depending on where you are. But it's coming in a few hours. Actually, I think it's in like 2 hours. Let me see. Yeah, it's in about 1 hour and 40 minutes is the Fed funds rate, but I don't think that will do much because everyone knows that we will get 5.5, like no rate change, and then the FOMC press conference where Powell speaks is in 2 hours and 10 minutes, and that usually causes some volatility. So I think if we are going to get a spike higher on the news, that's kind of a short there possible, but that's for lower time frame traders, right? I'm not interested in shorting that really, unless like I want to have some fun getting wrecked on FOMC volatility. But I think we see one more lower after FOMC, and then we begin to bottom.
I guess we have FOMC tomorrow. I thought it was tomorrow. I know we've had it on Tuesday a few times over the last few months, but
oh wait, it's tomorrow, man. Yeah, I'm stupid. Oh my God, I completely mischanged the days. All right, apologies.
It is funny though. I remember like back in 2022, like the whipsaws that we would get on FOMC, you could actually trade. You can't trade FOMC now, but back then I would do this thing called limit order roulette where I would just set asks and bids about 1,000 points away from price. And if I got filled, like I'd print because it would always whipsaw.
Yeah. But yeah, so what possibly happens is that we then spike higher slightly, maybe on BTC, then we drop in tomorrow's FOMC and then bottom on FOMC.
Yeah, I think that's a good approach. Honestly, I don't really know that I think that Powell is gonna, and we talked about this earlier on the stream. I don't think that Powell is really gonna say anything to materially change the circumstances. Like the reality is the market will probably bid as long as Powell doesn't address any of the actual FUD. If he addresses it, the market will probably say, okay, I probably have to take this a bit more seriously. And we've already seen some minor de-risking on the outskirts of the market, but that doesn't mean that it's really just that, right? It's just kind of de-risking small coins, some leverage here before Powell gets up there and speaks. But we'll see what he has to say, guys. We have been going for almost an hour and a half now, so we are going to probably go ahead and wrap things up. Wanted to give you all a shout out for being here. If you could smash that like button before we finish up. I haven't checked where we're at. I'm gonna trust y'all. I know we were over 100 halfway through the show, so we better be above 150 to 200 when I close the stream to to check on the YouTube. But yeah, thank you guys again for being here. Appreciate you guys as always. Real quickly, some housekeeping before we wrap up. We would love to have you guys in our Discord. As Max has been saying, no more discounts. No more discounts. The price has officially gone up. If you got in, congratulations, you bought the bottom. The price of because Bitcoin will never be as low as it was for so long. So I hope you accumulated. But if you didn't, the opportunity is still there because Bitcoin is probably going to trade a lot higher, just like Bitcoin. So would love to have you guys in the Discord. And, it's one of those things, you have sell-offs like today or really like the last week and a half, and it can be very stressful. A lot can be going on. There's a lot of chaos, altcoins bleeding. We've really got not just a great team of analysts, but a great community within that Discord for you guys to really feel at home. You're not in this alone, right? And we've got some really bright minds in there to help you through that. So, but yeah, guys, that is everything from a market standpoint. From a programming standpoint, reminder, we do have an episode of Market Talk this afternoon. That is our flagship show. It is a Twitter space hosted by King Wabi. They talk markets, crypto, equities, everything in between. They always have exceptional guests on Twitter spaces. And I always say, you never know which direction those Twitter spaces are going to go. They could talk about macro and bonds, or maybe they're talking about meme coins and crypto. So it really has something for everybody. Of course, another reminder, Market Check. That is this show. If you guys are a regular, you guys already know this, but we are live. Typical start time around 11 a.m. Eastern time. Market Talk, I forgot to mention, typical start time around 4:15 to 4:30 Eastern time. But Market Check is more of a trading show, more technical. We have a lot of fun, and we talk about a bunch of stuff in between that technical analysis and everything in between. But that's primarily what we are, right? You guys can always see our beautiful faces as well as the chart right next to us. But that's it from us, guys. It was a great show. You guys, if you're a Giga Chad, you'll be able to hear from Max and the rest of the team for the afternoon call today. But y'all have a great rest of your day. A fantastic rest of your week. Stay safe. That volatility is probably not going anywhere here, locally speaking. But thanks again for tuning in, guys.